All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Naresh Mago and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. JEE Main and NEET UG exams to be held as per schedule in September. Number of examination centers for JEE Main increased from 570 to 660 and for NEET UG from 2,546 to 3,843 amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Government makes use of FASTag mandatory for availing any discount in toll charges. Average income of MG Narega workers doubled during coronavirus lockdown in April to July period, a CRISIL report says. UP government orders complete ban on any cultural and religious meeting till 30th September. E-auction portal launched to promote trading of GI-tagged Kashmir saffron, and IMD forecasts heavy rainfall in east, north and central India during next 5 days. The National Testing Agency (NTA) has substantially increased the number of examination centers for JEE Mains and NEET UG exams scheduled to be held next month. In order to meet the social distancing requirements due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of examination centers has been increased from 570 to 660 in case of JEE Mains and from 2,546 to 3,843 for NEET UG 2020. Additionally, in case of JEE Mains, the number of shifts have been increased from 8 to 12. The number of candidates per shift has also been reduced from 1,32,000 to 85,000. This year, nearly 8,50,000 candidates have registered for JEE Mains, while the number of registrations for NEET UG is nearly 16 lakhs. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has said that the NTA will conduct the examination taking into account all COVID-19 guidelines and sentiments of the Supreme Court in this regard.
हम छात्र के साथ हैं, पहले उसकी सुरक्षा, उसके बाद उसकी शिक्षा, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट का भी हमको सम्मान करना है और उन अभिभावकों को जो अभिभावक लगातार हम पर दबाव बनाए हुए हैं। 7,25,000 छात्रों ने तो कल तक अपना एडमिट कार्ड डाउनलोड कर दिया है। तो मुझे निवेदन करना है सभी से कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट की भावनाओं को भी हमको सम्मान करना चाहिए और बच्चों का एक वर्ष खराब न हो।
In order to ensure proper social distancing inside the examination halls, the candidates will be seated in alternate seats in case of JEE Mains. As another precautionary step, the number of candidates allowed to take NEET UG test in one room has been reduced from 24 to 12. For ensuring social distancing outside the examination halls, the entry and exit of candidates has been staggered. Adequate arrangements have also been made outside the examination centers to enable the candidates to follow the social distancing norms. The candidates have also been issued an advisory guiding them about the do's and don'ts for proper social distancing. The NTA has also written to the state governments to extend support in local movement of the candidates so that they are able to reach their examination centers on time. JEE Mains examination is scheduled to be held from 1st September to the 6th of September, while NEET UG will be held on the 13th of September this year. The government has made FASTag mandatory to allow users to avail any discount at the highway toll plazas across the country. The decision has been made to promote digital mode of payment and ensure seamless travel on the national highways. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has amended the National Highways Fee Rules 2008 to allow discount for users making a return journey within 24 hours and other local exemptions only in cases where the vehicle carries a valid functional FASTag. The Ministry has also informed that the amendment would enable automatic discount and no prior receipt or intimation will be necessary if return journeys are completed within 24 hours.
The government has announced a major initiative to allow the public sector undertakings to first clear the goods imported by them through customs and then pay customs duty later within 14 days. In a statement, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, CBIC, said this measure is expected to result in speedier clearance of the goods imported by the PSUs. It said the scheme of deferred payment of customs duty was first introduced in November 2016 for importers recognized by the CBIC as authorized economic operators. These importers are approved by the customs on the basis of certain compliance parameters such as proper maintenance of records, secured internal controls, and a good track record of legal compliance. The facility of deferred payment of customs duty is a part of CBIC's ongoing next generational reform, Turant Customs, which envisages a faceless, contactless, and paperless customs environment. The objective is to enhance the ease of doing business and bring in more efficiency. The average income of MG-Narega workers doubled during coronavirus lockdown, a CRISIL report says. The average income per month for unskilled workers under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, MG-Narega, nearly doubled to around 1,000 rupees per month during the first 4 months of the current fiscal, the report said. The April to July period of the current fiscal witnessed 46% growth in work execution in terms of person days under the scheme. The average per day wage increased by 12% during the period under review. As per the report, the primary reason for the government's thrust on MG-Narega was the COVID-19 pandemic, which has pushed migrant workers back into their villages. The push to the scheme has been higher in Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Odisha and Gujarat, where work allocation increased more than 50% in the first 4 months. The government has allocated 61,500 crore rupees for this scheme under Union Budget 2020-21 and later increased the allocation by 40,000 crore rupees amid the pandemic to support the rural economy. Even after considering the revised allocation, more than 50% of the funds have been spent in first 4 months of the fiscal, the report said. MG-Narega has the mandate of providing at least 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to every rural household whose adult members volunteer for unskilled manual work. It has been a key mechanism of providing employment to the rural labour force.
A top finance ministry official has said that the government may look at introducing a second set of fiscal stimulus measures once the COVID-19 infections abate and the psychological fears in people's minds ebb. Speaking at an event, Union Expenditure Secretary T.V. Somanathan said, normal economic activity is in abeyance right now and it has nothing to do with what the government has done or not done, but attributed the same to fears among the people. Mr. Somanathan also said the health situation remains very vulnerable in many parts of the country and all personal services activity beyond finance and insurance like cinema halls, malls and restaurants have been severely impacted. He also shared that 40% of cash transfers done directly into the beneficiaries' accounts recently have been saved and not spent. The Reserve Bank of India has said that it did not print currency notes of 2,000 rupee denomination in 2019-20. In its annual report, the RBI said the circulation of these high denomination currency notes has been on a decline. On the other hand, the circulation of currency notes of 500 and 200 rupee denominations has gone up substantially, both in terms of volume and value over the 3 years beginning 2018. The report also said a total of 2.96 lakh of counterfeit currency notes were detected by the banking sector in the last fiscal year. The RBI also said it has undertaken several initiatives to introduce varnished banknotes in 100 rupee denomination on a field trial basis.
The government has extended the last date for receiving expression of interest in the disinvestment case of Air India till 30th of October this year. The decision has been taken in view of requests received from the interested bidders and the prevailing situation arising out of COVID-19. This is the 4th time that the dates for the national carrier's disinvestment process, which began in January this year, have been extended. Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has stressed the need to create awareness to bridge the demand and supply gap of corneal tissue, as the only known treatment to corneal blindness is corneal transplant. Dr. Vardhan said this while digitally addressing the 35th National Eye Donation Fortnight celebrations organized by AIMS New Delhi and the National Eye Bank. He said corneal blindness is one of the leading causes of blindness in the world. He said World Health Organization reports estimate that approximately 5% of the world population is blind due to corneal diseases alone. He also expressed happiness that eye banking activities have resumed in non-COVID-19 hospitals through the Hospital Cornea Retrieval Program in India. He congratulated the Eye Bank Association of India for coming out with a detailed advisory on precautionary measures with regard to corneal tissue retrieval to ensure maximum safety to the tissue recipients and those handling them.
The Gujarat government will come up with a bill called Gujarat Land Grabbing Prohibition Act in the upcoming monsoon session of the State Assembly. The proposal to this effect will be taken up in the State Cabinet meeting today. The proposed act will have a provision of setting up special courts that shall clear the cases pertaining to land grabbing crimes in a maximum of 6 months. The proposed act will have a provision of 10 to 14 years of imprisonment in addition to a fine equal to the juntry value of the land. The government will appoint one public prosecutor in each such special court that shall take legal actions against land grabbers in a suo motu manner. As per the proposed act, the burden of proof will be on the person who is accused of the land grabbing crime. Police officers not below the level of Deputy SP will probe the land grabbing related crimes. The monsoon session of Maharashtra legislature will be held on 7th and 8th September in Mumbai with all the necessary precautions in view of COVID-19. All members of the Assembly and Council will undergo RT-PCR tests on the 6th of next month, and only those legislators who test negative will be allowed to attend the session. There will be strict implementation of physical distancing norms in the House as well as in the gallery. Every member will get a safety kit consisting of a face shield, mask, hand gloves and sanitizers, among other items. 8 bills are likely to be tabled during the session, which will see a discussion on supplementary demands. The death toll in the Mahad building collapse has increased to 13, with NDRF recovering 12 more bodies from the site yesterday. With nightfall and more than 26 hours after the tragic collapse, and the hopes of survival of missing people were getting dim, a 65-year-old woman was miraculously rescued from the debris of the building. Earlier, a 4-year-old boy was also rescued after 19 hours of the collapse. This was possible due to the relentless work of NDRF teams, local police, other rescue teams, and also the machine operators. A report.
After more than 35 hours of the building collapse, the NDRF teams, local police and other local rescue teams are working relentlessly, using dog squads and 13 heavy-duty excavators to rescue people trapped under the debris. Their efforts have resulted in survival of 2 precious lives of 4-year-old Mohammad Bangi and 65-year-old Mehrunisa Kazi. Meanwhile, Relief and Rehabilitation Minister Vijay Wadettiwar has announced an ex gratia of 5 lakh rupees each for the families of the deceased. Mr. Wadettiwar said the guilty will be brought to book. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. JEE Main and NEET UG exams to be held as per schedule in September. Number of examination centers for JEE Main increased from 570 to 660 and for NEET UG from 2,546 to 3,843 amid COVID-19 pandemic. Government makes use of FASTag mandatory for availing any discount in toll charges. Average income of MG Narega workers doubled during coronavirus lockdown in April to July period, a CRISIL report states. UP government orders complete ban on any cultural and religious meeting till 30th September. E-auction portal launched to promote trading of GI-tagged Kashmir saffron, and IMD forecasts heavy rainfall in East, North and Central India during next 5 days. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Uttar Pradesh government has ordered a complete ban on organizing any cultural and religious meeting in the state till 30th September. Additional Chief Secretary Home Avnish Kumar Awasthi has issued an order banning all kinds of processions and tableaux. Talking to AIR, Avnish Awasthi said that the protocol needs to be adhered to at every cost. The assembly of more than 5 persons at one place has been banned. According to the order, this prohibition has been imposed in the state because it is feared that antisocial elements may try to disturb law and order and communal harmony. However, the order said that people can establish taziyas and alams in their homes and there will be no restriction on this. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that his government is taking every possible step to save the people of the state from the deadly corona infection. Amidst the surge in COVID cases in the state, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath spoke to all district magistrates yesterday evening and asked them to intensify their efforts and increase surveillance, contact tracing, door-to-door survey and testing. Meanwhile, coronavirus infection is spreading its wings in smaller cities of the state also. Apart from the hotspots like Kanpur and Lucknow, the smaller cities are now recording a surge of more than 100 patients in 24 hours. According to official data, yesterday, more than 100 patients were found in 14 districts of the state, which includes Tier 2 cities like Rampur, Lakhimpur Kheri, Devriya and Aligarh. 5,124 new cases surfaced in the state in the last 24 hours, with Lucknow recording the highest number of 500 patients, followed by 320 in Prayagraj. 18 people lost their lives in Kanpur, while 12 died in Lucknow due to COVID-19, taking the total tally of deaths in the state till date to 3,059. The state currently has 49,575 active COVID patients.
In Bihar, recovery rate of COVID-19 has reached 84%. This is about 8% more than the national average. With increase of discharge rate of COVID patients from hospitals, the active case dropped to 19,651. Altogether, 1,04,531 people have recovered so far across the state, 3,169 of them in last 24 hours. Positive cases mounted to 1,24,827 with fresh cases of 1,444. Positivity rate has now declined to 1.9%. 262 positive cases were reported from Patna in last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the state government has taken decision to give incentive to those PG students and MBBS interns who are treating COVID patients in medical college hospitals. PG students will get incentive of rupees 60,000, while interns will get rupees 15,000. This decision was taken in cabinet meeting which was chaired by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. In Gujarat, 1,096 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded during the last 24 hours. AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that the recovery rate further improves to 80.12%.
More than 18,91,000 tests have been carried out in the state. Total cases of COVID-19 in the state have gone up to 88,942. At present, 14,751 active cases in the state, out of which 79 patients are on ventilator. At the other end, 1,011 patients have been discharged from various hospitals. With this, the total patients recovered from COVID-19 have gone up to 71,261. 20 patients have lost their lives yesterday, taking the total deaths due to COVID-19 in the state up to 2,930. Meanwhile, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation has added 34 new areas in micro-containment zone. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Tamil Nadu, the total COVID-19 infections have gone up to over 391,000, with 5,951 new infections reported yesterday. Meanwhile, the admission process for undergraduate engineering, arts and science in the state has reached a crucial phase. A report.
The prevailing pandemic is no dampener for students registering themselves for the undergraduate courses. For engineering, 20% more applications have been registered this year as compared to last year, says the Directorate of Technical Education data. Over 1.6 lakh students have applied for BE and BTech courses, who will be allocated their random numbers this afternoon, which is a step before their counseling to choose their colleges and subject groups. This year, for the government-run arts and science colleges also, applications were solicited online. Nearly 3.17 lakh students have applied. Their rank list is to be published today, based on which the admission will be held. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Karnataka has crossed the 2 lakh recovery mark, with 6,814 patients recovering from the disease in the last 24 hours in the state. So far, a total of 2,04,439 patients have recovered in various hospitals. The state recovery rate is further improved as it stands at 70.06%. A record number of highest 148 COVID patients lost their life, and the total fatalities have gone up to 4,958. So far, 25,13,555 COVID tests have been conducted in the state, with 59,787 tests conducted yesterday. More from our correspondent.
Karnataka reported a sharp spike of 8,161 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, pushing the tally to 2,91,826. 82,410 active patients are taking treatment in various hospitals in the state. Meanwhile, the State Rural Development and the Panchayat Raj Minister K.S. Iswarappa has warned private hospitals that action will be initiated against them if lapses were found in treating COVID-19 patients. In a meeting with the heads of private hospitals in Shimoga yesterday, he said that many complaints are received about the lack of care and attention for treating COVID-19 patients in private hospitals. In another development, 9 police personnel from Karnataka State Reserve Police who had recovered from the COVID infection have donated plasma to save the life of COVID-19 patients. R. Murthy, AR News, Bengaluru.
Participating in a live phone-in program on COVID-19, Dr. A.K. Vashne, Senior Medical Consultant at Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital, New Delhi, advised youngsters to be more cautious and take all necessary precautions to avoid the spread of corona infection.
जो हमारे बुजुर्ग लोग उनको शुरू में ही काफी ज्यादा सावधानियां बरतने के लिए बोला गया था, या जिनको कई बीमारियां, तो उन्होंने काफी सावधानियां बरती। जो हमारा यंग ग्रुप है उनके लिए देखिए कहीं ना कहीं वो एक्टिव ग्रुप बहुत ज्यादा होता है, तो उनमें इन्फेक्शन हो रहा है। लेकिन ये जरूर हम कहेंगे कि ये जो ग्रुप है इनकी इम्यूनिटी लेवल चूंकि बहुत हाई होता है, काफी परसेंटेज इन लोगों में एसिम्प्टोमेटिक इन्फेक्शन हो, लेकिन हम उनको कहेंगे कि भाई क्या बरतें।
In Madhya Pradesh, realizing Prime Minister's dream of self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, more than 10 lakh masks have been made so far by the women entrepreneurs of the state under the Jeevan Shakti Yojana. The scheme has been started with an aim to provide low-cost masks to the citizens and employment to women entrepreneurs. Our correspondent reports the Jeevan Shakti Yojana has facilitated women of urban and rural areas to become self-reliant in the corona crisis.
Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said that in order to provide employment to women at local level and to protect the general public from the corona infection, the task of making masks in large quantities at low cost has been accomplished in the state by this scheme. An amount of over 1 crore 10 lakh rupees has been paid so far to these women entrepreneurs by the state government. Women entrepreneurs informed that masks made by us are being purchased at district level at the fixed rate of 11 rupees per mask.
इस लॉकडाउन में शिवराज जी ने जो हमें ये काम दिया 200 मास्क बनाने का जीवन शक्ति योजना के तहत, इससे हमें बहुत फायदा हुआ.
Another woman also praised this scheme.
जीवन शक्ति योजना शुरू कर हमारी जैसी हजारों महिलाओं को घर बैठे मास्क बनाने और कमाने का मौका दिया.
More than 10,000 women entrepreneurs have registered themselves for making masks. Order of about 20 lakh masks costing over 2 crore rupees have already been placed to the women entrepreneur. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Jammu and Kashmir's Agriculture Department has created an e-auction portal to promote trading of GI-tagged Kashmir saffron. The department, under the aegis of India International Kashmir Saffron Trading Centre, IIKSTC, has created the portal in collaboration with NSEIT with the sole motive to assure buyers to have access to quality Kashmir saffron. The saffron growers of Kashmir Valley and buyers across India have been requested to register themselves as sellers and buyers for e-trading on www.saffronauctionindia.com so that hassle-free e-trading between registered growers and buyers is ensured.
Industry ministers of BRICS countries have attended a video meeting to discuss ways to boost cooperation in areas including 5G and artificial intelligence (AI). As per Chinese state media, the meeting adopted a joint statement on cooperation in new industries such as 5G, AI and the industrial internet among the 5 members bloc, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Global crude oil prices have risen to a 5-month high as U.S. producers shut most offshore output in the Gulf of Mexico ahead of Hurricane Laura. Brent futures, the global benchmark for crude oil, rose 73% or 1.6% to $45.86 a barrel US dollar.
World Health Organization has declared Africa free of polio, a landmark in a decades-long campaign to eradicate the notorious disease around the world. This was announced by WHO Regional Director of Africa, Dr. Matshidiso Moeti. She described this as a historic day for Africa.
August 25th, 2020 marks a huge day in the history of the fight against polio. After 4 years without a case of wild polio, the WHO African region has finally been declared free of wild polio virus.
India Meteorological Department has forecast very heavy rainfall over east, north and central India during the next 5 days. IMD has also issued a red alert for Odisha for today and for Chhattisgarh tomorrow. It said a low pressure area, cyclonic circulation over North Bay of Bengal and its neighborhood is very likely to move west-northwestwards during the period as it issued a red alert for Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Now let us take a look at the weather for today. The national capital Delhi will see a thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature here was 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 35 degrees. Mumbai will experience a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain, with the minimum temperature at 25 and maximum at 31. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle, with temperatures hovering between 27 and 35. Kolkata will witness a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain, with minimum temperature at 25 and maximum at 31. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 32. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature was 20, while the maximum will be 28, with a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Ladakh will have a partly cloudy sky. In Gilgit, the temperature hovers between 18 and 34. It will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. In Muzaffarabad, there will be a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The temperatures will be between 21 and 33 degrees Celsius. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has greeted the entire women community on the occasion of Women's Equality Day today.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The Rural Jobs Guarantee Scheme is aiding the rural people in this time of grave crisis. Financial Express writes that the income of those who took up work under MG Narega has nearly doubled. In the Bhushan contempt case, a headline in Hindustan Times reads, "No harm in apology, SC reserves verdict." CBI looking for missing link in Sushant's death. 2 cops, Rajput CA questioned, reports the Pioneer. On the Maharashtra building collapse, the Asian Age writes that as the toll rose to 12, a 4-year-old boy was rescued after 19 hours under the debris. Nikki versus Kamala for US President in 2024. Under that headline, the Times of India reports Trump has wheeled out Haley to counter Harris. And finally, Financial Express reports that a device having the ability to neutralize 99.9% of the coronavirus that might be floating in the air in closed spaces has been launched.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. JEE Main and NEET UG exams to be held as per schedule in September. Number of examination centers for JEE Main increased from 570 to 660 and for NEET UG from 2,546 to 3,843 amid COVID-19 pandemic. Government makes use of FASTag mandatory for availing any discount in toll charges. Average income of MG Narega workers doubled during coronavirus lockdown in April to July period, a CRISIL report says. UP government orders complete ban on any cultural and religious meeting till 30th September. e-auction portal launched to promote trading of GI tagged Kashmir saffron, and IMD forecasts heavy rainfall in east, north and central India during the next 5 days. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.